welcome you live to the iCar Super Late Model Series race at USA Speedway. And for the first time ever, we have super late models here in iCar and in the NASCAR Racing FedEx League at USA Speedway in Lakeland, Florida. Of course, Clash Week for the NASCAR Racing FedEx Cup Series. And of course, like we have said, it is now preseason thunder. What am I saying? It is now late model race day, and here we go. Practice is over. It is time to qualify here from Lakeland, Florida, USA Speedway. Let's go. All right. So cars in the racetrack here from Lakeland. So, of course, it's the super late model series. All the late model cars on the racetrack tonight. Super late models, of course, different than the normal late models. And here is 74 Brunel heading down into 1 and 2. Of course, late models have never been ran. I've never streamed them, never broadcasted them on the channel until tonight as Cameron Chandler makes his way down the backstretch in the 3 and 4. Of course, iCar had their Pro Series race last night, won by Cameron in the 8. That was their season opener here at USA. And for the first time ever, the super late model series is going to be here. Across the line goes Cameron on his lap. He is obviously top of the board, first car over it. Brunel is second. There's CJ Urban, there's the 3. Ooh, as he really blinks out badly. Cross line goes the 30 of Krasner to start his lap. White goes in second just behind Chandler. Urban is fourth. Tobin, I should say, there in the 65, of course, was a really impressive finish. Second in the iCar Pro Series race last night. Full-time Cup Series driver still looking to be approved by these clean starts. Cross line he goes for his second lap, I believe, and currently third. With Cameron Chandler on provisional pole, still got drivers like Bryce Benton yet to go. So it's not over yet here at USA. Clean starts. All right. So, still waiting for Bryce to go on the racetrack. He usually goes late. How about he's not? He's the only one. Well, there's Coke and Boy that still you have to go, but he's the one that's not on the racetrack just yet for whatever reason. Not exactly sure why, but he's not. So there he is. All right, Bryce Benson now going to make his lap. He was fastest in practice, so. Won the pole in the iCar Pro Series race last night, so this could be a good lap. Watch out for Bryce as he heads down the front straightaway. Back through 1 and 2 here at USA Speedway. On the bottom, trying to keep it nice and clean. Got to be steady as he heads down the backstretch. These things sound absolutely beautiful around USA Speedway tonight. Through 3 and 4 goes Benton. Across the line, he's going to go. Where's it going to be for the driver of the 9? Was on pole last night, and he's on pole again. What a lap by Bryce Benton in the 9. Wow. Impressive. Beats Cameron Chandler, Matthew White, and he is on pole once again here in iCar. Actually, there's one more car to go. That's Boyd at the 21. Didn't do really anything in practice, so just have to wait and see what he does. And Bryce Benton currently on provisional pole, looking good. Win the pole tonight. This race is now off turn number 4, goes to 21. He slides, he's 7th. Bad lap at all for him. Not a good lap at all for CJ Urban down in 11th here. Boyd will qualify P7. Urban, of course, like I said, down P11. Last 1.3 seconds off at the pace. Definitely some sort of issue with that 94 car on his lap. All right, it's the super late model series here at USA Speedway under the lights 1 day before the Cup Series Clash tomorrow. Of course, coverage all kicks off at 8 p.m. Eastern Time with the heat race, where you'll see top 3 drivers advance. Drivers that are not locked in are drivers that didn't make the playoffs and didn't win a race in the Cup Series last season. And making a lap time. That'll mean the 9. Bryce Benton goes back-to-back poles in iCar. Once again on pole here at USA Speedway. Having a great week. Just wants to try to put together a better race than he did last night. And it's going to be the 9 of Benton on pole tonight. To his outside is the 8 car, his Cup Series teammate, Cameron Chandler. All right. Here we go from USA Speedway. It's the iCar Super Late Model Series, the part of the iCar Late Model Tour. For whatever reason, it's the warm-up session. I completely forgot about this. For some reason, we still have this. Anyways, this car is going to roll onto the racetrack here at USA. All right. So, of course, Bryce Benton on pole is just the warm-up session they got after qualifying and before the race. And off turn 4 goes the 30 down the front stretch. That's Chase Krasner, his first iCar start. Here's Cameron Chandler for starting outside pole in second to Benton. Of course, all different types of body styles here in the Super Late Model Series. You got Cameron Chandler's Camaro style. And then, of course, you got another Camaro there, the 48 that knocks up. And then, of course, you got a Ford Mustang, the 96, that's Andrew Stacy. The different type of Ford Mustang. That's the older type of Ford Mustang. This is the different one, the newer one for the Xfinity car for Max DiFilippi. You got a Monte Carlo for the Dale Earnhardt throwback, that 3 car. Then he also got a Cadillac. How about that? Also saw a Dodge, and then you got a Chevy SS, I believe, one of the older ones. A lot of different manufacturers here. So it should be fun. Late model, definitely a very fun car to drive. It sounds absolutely incredible, of course, here at USA. 3 minutes to go now in Laurel. Of course, Bryce Benton. Your pole sitters still yet to be on the racetrack. Here's the Dodge, of course, raced by Tobin. We'll see Tobin in the Class Sheet race tomorrow night, where he tries to advance to the main event. Of course, if he races clean there, it doesn't advance, and then races clean tonight, he will be actually approved for the Cup Series come Daytona. Matthew White will stop the board. Oh, and he's gonna just get hooked here, obviously. Things in the warm-up session and practice don't count. So here is Bryce Benton. There's 48 and Alex Thompson, 21. Number 3 is Matthew White. He's got Cameron Chandler on his bumper. Should see these two battling all day long in the race. All right, about 1 minute and 55 seconds to go. We're getting set for this 100-lap race around USA Speedway for the iCar Super Late Model Series. Racing going on here between Chandler and White and others. We'll see if Cameron Chandler can pick up another victory in tonight's race, of course. Starts second outside front row to Bryce Benton. Here's Knox Thompson in the 48 on the back straightaway, and in the 3 and 4 and down the front stretch once again. Another older Chevy body for CJ Urban. Had a terrible lap in qualifying, was 11th. And Lotus 96 of Andrew Stacy, his Cup Series teammate. Oh, now he's just going to wreck him. Oh, and into the wall goes the 30. And got 18 seconds to go before we head to the grid. We'll be under the lights here at USA Speedway. All right, here we go. Race time at USA. Coming up is 100 laps around the USA Speedway from Lakeland, Florida. Of course, the day before the Cup Series clash here at USA. It's been a fun week so far with the iCar Pro Series last night, the non-broadcasted late model race that we had on Monday, and now this super late model race tonight as we welcome you live to the iCar Super Late Model Series first ever race at USA Speedway. And of course, like we mentioned earlier, Bryce Benton on pole yet again after being on pole for the Pro Series race last night. He was outside as Cameron Chandler, his Cup Series teammate. Row number 2 going to consist of Matthew White. And how about another good start for Tobin? He's going to be starting in 4th, trying to get himself approved for the Cup Series. Then you got Burnell, a good starting spot in P5, and Stacy, Boyd, Krasner, Thompson, and DeFilippi round out your top 10 here at USA. So, like I said, 100 laps tonight, same distance as the Cup Series Clash main event. Here we go. All these drivers set to go racing from USA Speedway tonight. As they're all going to roll off. All right. Had a lot of cautions in the iCar Pro Series race last night. Obviously, that was in the day. Well, conditions were a lot hotter. So we'll see what happens tonight. Of course, Chuscone going to be down the front straightaway as usual here at USA Speedway. Normal Pro Series rules just implemented into this race. Of course, we should be under the lights in a little bit. This Cameron Chandler messed up the settings. Wouldn't be a big surprise. As we'll come to 1 to go to the green flag. Of course, Cameron mentioned it earlier last night after he won. These Lakeland fans are getting a big show this week. 4 days of action. Of course, we got lobbies on Friday, and then, of course, there are probably a lot of them going to be heading to Daytona next week for the 6-day Daytona Speed Weeks, leading up to next Saturday's running of the Daytona 500 for Season 5 in the Cup Series. The main event of Speed Weeks. Of course, right now it is Speed Weeks here at USA. And this is a part of it. Clash Week. Super Late Model Series is ready to go racing. With Bryce Benton and Cameron Chandler, the 9 and the 8, leading the field to the green flag. See what Matthew White can do in row number 2. How about Davy and Tobin back there as well. Pace car is in, and the first ever Super Late Model Series race from USA Speedway is green and underway. Side by side, the lead as they head down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4 between Cameron Chandler and Bryce Benton. Matthew White follows back in there, 3rd in line as, oh, we got a crash already. The 30 getting spun around. Caution. First time tonight, it's CJ Urban and Chase Krausner both involved. And just like we had down in iCar, the Pro Series, we have a lap 2 caution at USA in the same spot of the racetrack as well. We'll see what happens. Some tough racing between Knox Thompson and Chase Krausner. Oh, he just gets loose on the outside all by himself and collects CJ Urban, who just, terrible day continues for the driver of the 94. This is not what he wanted to see at all so far. We'll ride along with Urban through this crash. Yeah, just loose on the outside. Going around. Luckily, neither of these guys probably have a lot of damage to their race cars. So we'll see what happens. See if any of them pit. All right, leader's probably not going to pit, obviously. I'd be shocked if any of them did. Trevor's back here, maybe. You're involved in the crash. No. No one is pitting. All right. to caution at USA Speedway, but this time Bryce Benson was able to hold the lead on the initial start of the race, but Cameron Chandler got a really good start in the outside lane, was actually able to really contend with that, and they were side by side. All right. Funny thing is, 3 Chevys, top 1, 2, 3, but you got a Chevy SS, a Chevy Camaro, and then a Chevy Monte Carlo. It's so funny how late models work. It's really cool. Then you got a Dodge Charger back here as well. And then a Cadillac of all things. And then a Ford Mustang. So why not? Let's come to the choose, I believe. Benton chooses inside. Chandler chooses outside. Matthew White. Oh, now Tobin goes low. And that'll give the second row to Burnell. So top 3 stay the same. Just Tobin choosing. We'll switch some things up. All right. Try this again here on lap number 6 at USA. Riding along with your leader, Bryce Benton. He's going to try to get another good restart. And Cameron challenged Bryce again on the outside. We're going to restart on lap 6, still with 95 laps to go at USA. All right, here we go. Pace car back in. Let's try this again. We come back to green at USA Speedway. Another good restart, though. Better that time for Bryce Benson. He's nearly clear of Chandler, and he is heading down into 1 and 2. Chandler, of course, got into him a little bit in the iCar Pro Series race last night. Bryce wasn't too happy as they head down the backstretch into 3 and 4. Big dive bomb down to the inside for Andrew Stacy back here. So they try to go side by side and actually survive this time. They do survive a green flag. Oh, Stacy, man. He got sideways down to the bottom as they head back to 1 and 2. Battle for 6th place between Max Thompson and Andrew Stacy. Door to door, back to 3 and 4. You got the 21 of Boyd and 8 down there on the bottom. Oh, Max DeFilippi got a really loose moment. He's going to pull down to the inside of Boyd. Oh, Boyd makes contact with the 48 of Max Thompson. Thompson is really loose up on the outside lane. This battle continues all the way back for about 10th place. As they race up front, Bryce Benson continues to lead. There is Max DeFilippi working to the inside of the 48 of Max Thompson. Oh, he gets tight. Now Urban to his bumper as they head down the backstretch and clear each other. Up front again, Bryce Benson continues to lead over Cameron Chandler, coming to lap 10 at USA Speedway. Racetrack a little bit. Burnell is going to lead the bottom over for David Davin, my God, Tobin on the bottom as they head back into 3 and 4. He's to the inside, battle for 4th place. Tobin really impressive in iCar, the Pro Series last night. Now will take 4th place away. Oh, a loose moment. What a slide out of the 12 of DeFilippi. It's on the bottom now, the 48 of Max Thompson. As he will now clear. Side by side ahead of them, but Burnell and Andrew Stacy, and now Stacy going to take that spot away. Burnell falling back 2 positions. There is Erdman getting all the way down, blocked, and now he's going to move maybe the 48 on Max Thompson. Probably didn't appreciate that block too much. These two continue to go at it for what is 9th place. Once again, tries to look to the inside on his bumper. Back into 1 and 2. We'll stay there for now. Battle up front, top 3 under a blanket now, with Tobin trying to catch in line as well. Cameron Chandler putting the pressure on the 9 of Bryce Benton. Is Bryce maybe just saving a little bit? I think you're going to be pretty close on fuel if you don't pit in this race, so that could be the case. Cameron on his quarter pan, almost trying to get there as they head down the back straightaway. Obviously, still early at USA Speedway. Lap 15. He's looking down to the inside for a minute. As they roll their way down the backstretch into 3 and 4 again. Ooh, Benton up the racetrack ever so slightly. These cars definitely a lot more stable than the ARCA cars in the Pro Series last night. Top 4 now under a blanket as Tobin joins the battle. here in the 65. Lights will be on pretty shortly here at USA. I believe they are on now. Yes, they are. The sun continues to set. Top four still running nose to tail. Tobin back there. He is looking. There's Cameron Chandler on the bumper, and the 9 of Bryce Benson as they head down the backstretch. Riding with Cameron. Just keeping it patient, obviously, still early in the race. Doesn't want to make Benson mad again, I would not think. Of course, that's his Cup Series teammate. So we'll have to wait and see what these two do up front. Benson sliding up the racetrack ever so slightly. Cameron is all over his rear bumper. That's the pace car as they head once again down the front straightaway in the 1 and 2. He is there to his quarter panel, just cannot really complete the pass. Brake rudder is also starting to glow. That's something you do see all the time at these short tracks under the lights. There's flames coming out those pipes. Caution. Knox Thompson, I believe. He is slow down the back straightaway. On lap 20, we'll see what happens. Bring out our second yellow of the night. Oh, he was racing with CJ Urban. Of course, those two were in a little bit of a heated battle. Urban. Oh, yeah. I think that might have been intentional. I don't know. They were definitely not happy with each other. We have a car in the wall real quick. I don't know what just happened with Brunel. Under the caution flag. I don't know what he's doing. All right. Oh, here we go. Driver's Stacy going to be the first. Nope. Brunel is the first one to pit. And Knox Thompson goes with him. And now we'll ride along real quick with CJ Urban to see ultimately what happened to bring out the caution from his view on board. They definitely weren't too happy with each other. Drove it in deep and then, oh yeah, guessed it up a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that one, to be honest. I mean, did it to look as unintentional as possible? If it was intentional, you never know. Brunel, I don't know what was going on with him. I'm going to come to the shoes this time. Bryce Benson has led every lap so far, having a good day. Just wants to try to put one of these races together and actually win it. Once again, Tobin goes low. Gives Stacy the second row. It didn't work out last time in the initial restart, so we'll just see how it goes now. All right. Here we go. Let's do this again. Restarting lap 24 from Lakeland, Florida. Good restart again for the 9 of Bryce Benson. He's almost clear of Cameron Chandler, but Cameron fighting back on the outside through 1 and 2. Bryce still not clear as they head down the backstretch. Side by side back into 3 and 4. Bryce is not clear yet. Cameron's still pushing outside, and now he is clear. Back into 1 and 2. Chandler back to his bumper. Oh, but Bryce Benson slides up the racetrack, and Cameron Chandler now looking low down to the inside. Cannot get there, though. Ooh, a bit of a slide out of the iCar. These cautions comes out, it stacks everyone back up. Could create the opportunity for chaos we've already seen tonight. Chandler all over Bryce's bumper. See what he does down to 1 and 2. He stays glued on his rear bumper, not touching him though. Just ever so slightly pushing the air on the bumper. Now Matthew White's the bumper of Cameron Chandler. Battle for second. You're gonna have to move people, I think, tonight to make passes happen. It's definitely a little bit harder to pass than an iCar last night. Pro Series, I should say. The ARCA car. Obviously a lot hotter track conditions there in the day. Different car. That's almost up the racetrack a little bit. Once again in that 9 car, as Chandler all over his back bumper. He is pressuring him big time. Brunel didn't actually come out of pit road. He's currently 7 laps down. I believe, yes, he's out of the race. First retirement in tonight's race. Not really sure what was going on with his car, but it just seemed like he had some sort of mechanical issue and he will retire. These stops where he's been so stout all day long. Once again, Andrew Stacy beats Tobin on the restart. I mean, I don't know why Tobin keeps choosing the inside. Both times it doesn't work, and now he's stuck behind the 96. I don't think he's going to choose the inside anymore, if I had to imagine. Chandler almost puts the bumper to the 9 of Benton as they head down the backstretch yet again. Matthew White, they're nose to tail through these top 3. Oh, Cameron almost looks down low. Still maybe just teasing the back bumper of the 9 of Benton. I do think Cameron is a little faster, unless Benton is just trying to conserve a little bit. Now Matthew White up the racetrack a little bit here in the 3. Once again, Bray. Oh, contact! Benton got loose. Cameron had to check up, and he's got Matthew White to his outside. Battle for second place. And he'll re-clear the 3 car. Man, that got tight at the front of the field between your top 2. Benton, though, still has led every lap tonight. Coming a 34 laps led this time by. Cameron Chandler is still hounding his bumper like he has been doing all race, and that time they made a little bit of contact. Didn't shoot Benton up the track or anything. Honestly, hurt Cameron more than anything. Top 3 still continue to run nose to tail. Chandler almost down low there on the 9 of Benton. Once again, Bryce slides up the racetrack a little bit. Interesting to see how they work together. They are a Cup Series teammates, of course, so they do have some sort of alliance. The racetrack a little bit this time by for native Chandler. Cuts it down low, gains some momentum down the front straightaway, but still not really looking to make a move early on. Lap 36. A little bit further back, Andrew Stacy's now pulled away a little bit from Tobin. At the 12, Max DiFilippi currently running in 6th. 7th place is the 21 of Boyd. Knox Thompson back here running in 8th. C. Jeremy running in 9th, and there is Chase Trousner running in P10. Last of the running cars. So I don't know if they're going to be going on fuel tonight. I think they are. I have to imagine they are. It's a short track, only 100 laps, so I don't know though. Not 100% sure on that stat. They, of course, have had 2 cautions to save. Nobody from the front of the field has pitted yet. Top 3, though, still nose to tail. Nobody making a move. Oh, but now Chandler almost drops down to the inside. Don't think he intended on making a move. Maybe just teasing Bryce Benton a little bit. Goes low. Oh, contact! And Cameron Chandler is spinning! He'll save the race car, but my goodness, he nearly lost it all. He's going to lose maybe 2, maybe 3 spots from that. My God, what a moment. He got to the bumper of Benton again. That time he moved them up the racetrack once more, but that time it got him completely sideways and he almost wrecked. He saves it and will clear Tobin once again back into 4th place. Oh, no, Tobin contact from Max DiFilippi. What a big slide. What a great save, though, for Cameron Chandler. That could have been really bad in front of all the leaders. Bryce Benton now has a 1-second lead over Matthew White. And 3rd place now, Andrew Stacy, as Cameron are going to have to go to work. Massive slide out of the iCar. Not exactly sure what was going on there. Trying to rerun down these drivers, but it's definitely difficult to pass what we've seen so far tonight at USA. Now here is Cameron Chandler trying to reel in Andrew Stacy. I'm surprised he just didn't go fully around. Really a good save, but how much damage did he do to those tires? We don't really know. He's not obviously losing a ton of pace. He's keeping up and getting to the bumper of the 96 of Stacy for 3rd. Trying to repass him. Gotta be careful. These moves, big move down to the inside. Stacy might just let him go. They make a little bit of contact, though, heading back through 3 and 4. And Cameron Chandler up to 3rd. Stacy back to his bumper. Maybe didn't love the contact there, but he will not have anything for him as Max DiFilippi runs behind the 65 of Tobin. Up front now, Matthew White trying to run down Bryce Benton. He's cut the gap down to 7/10 of a second this time by. To watch Cameron Chandler now try to regain good lap time. He's going to have to run hard. So Benton can maybe continue to conserve a little bit with a 7/10 of a second lead, and Cameron Chandler all the way back here in 3rd. Coming a halfway this time by USA Speedway, as Bryce Benton has led all 50 laps, 49 I should say so far, from the pole. Could tonight maybe be his night in the Pro Series, or not the Pro Series, the Late Model Series I should say. DiFilippi actually trying to catch Tobin here for 5th. This time by Bryce Benton led his 50th lap of the race, but Matthew White's cut it down to half a second now. He is starting to come. Chandler not really gaining on these two. But Matthew White certainly is starting to reel in the 9 of Benton. How much maybe saving is the 9 doing? Doesn't want to maybe push it Matthew White in the wall a little bit. Definitely saw it's possible to pass when Cameron Chandler got under the 96 of Stacy, but we'll see how it is for the lead. These two start the race. They got 3/10 of a second. More than halfway through this race. Yeah, Chandler honestly falling back now to 2 seconds. Battle now between Tobin and DiFilippi. They're on each other's bumpers. The racetrack a little bit goes Tobin as they roll their way down the backstretch. DiFilippi trying a bit of a higher line through 3 and 4. Battle up front now, 2 1/10 of a second between Matthew White and Bryce Benson. He is coming with 45 laps to go. Bryce, of course, now guaranteed leading over half the laps in this one. Hasn't not led a lap so far, but he's got the 3 of Matthew White all over his back bumper. When is Matthew going to make the move? He's going to put the bumper to the back of the 9. Doesn't really shove him, though. He's looking inside on Benton. Heading back to 1 and 2. Battle for the race lead. Honestly surprised Matthew put the bumper to him that hardly, and then he's going to move up the racetrack a little bit, try to get a good bite on the bottom of the track, heading down the front stretch again. As they head back to 1 and 2, he stays stuck to his bumper, not making that move just yet. Back here, Andrew Stacy now actually catching the iCar of Chandler again. This is exactly what the Clash is going to look like tomorrow night with lap counts. 100 laps, no halfway break. Bryce Benton still got a ways to go to try to hold on for this win. Andrew Stacy on the bumper of Cameron Chandler. Really surprised. Maybe Cameron, those tires got a little bit more damage than we thought. Stacy's down to the inside. He's going to clear the 8 for 3rd. Big move. Stacy is definitely pretty quick here. Oh, in the wall a little bit, Matthew White. 40 laps to go at USA Speedway. There is your leader, Bryce Benson, once again. Going to possibly lead every lap in this race. We'll have to just see how it all plays out. I love the red interior for Matthew White's car. Of course, the 3 Dale Earnhardt inspired late model. I always wondered, I don't know if something like that's possible in real life now with the red interior. I don't think it is. I mean, it would obviously make the 3 car look a little weird if it ran, if this kind of paint scheme ran now. I don't know. I don't think it is. Andrew Stacy, all of them. A lot of them had that red interior, I believe. And we got a battle here between Knox Thompson and 21 of Boyd as well. Battle front's getting tight. Now down to 1/10 of a second, basically. Matthews all over his back bumper, can try to give him a bit of a shot. We haven't really seen that work too much. We're getting closer to the end of the race. I mean, Cameron just got around Andrew Stacy again. Looking for the battle for the lead. He's on his bumper, trying to pressure him down the backstretch. I mean, Bryce obviously knows he's there. And he's going to try to look down. Oh, he blinks. That's terrible. Oh, he's going to turn him. Oh, my God. Around goes your leader. He'll save the race car. Caution is out. He blinked, and all of a sudden, he was around. Bryce was. Matthew blinked. I don't know what happened there. I don't think Bryce is going to be too happy, though, for whatever happened there. Oh my goodness. I mean, I don't know. Pit stops here most likely. So we're just going to keep it for the replay. He blinked, obviously, and then Bryce got turned around. I mean, I saw him driving it really deep into the corner. Obviously, there's another one of those blinks. Because they're all going to pit here. And your leader, Bryce Benson, this is going to be the first lap, lap 67. He is not going to lead. Here comes everyone down pit road. Get 4 fresh Goodyear tires most likely, and probably just enough fuel. Wow. That changes just about everything. Here we go. Bryce still has the #1 pit stall, has an opportunity to maybe get some spots here to trying to come back. 4 fresh tires, it looks like, for everybody. Andrew Stacy, I think, took 2. Wow. He's going to be scored the leader now. Off pit road, there goes the 3 car, and yeah, Bryce Benson going to roll off 4th. All right, now let's go back and see what happened. I don't know. I mean, Matthew's honestly blaming it in the chat on Bryce right now. I mean, he was blinking, so I'm not going to put any blame on Bryce Benson. So look, watch Matthew White's car. He just, look, that's a little bit early, but anyways, I think it's this lap. Heading down the front straightaway again. Back into 1 and 2. He's on his bumper. Then he starts the blink down the back straightaway, and then that's when he was looking to the inside, and he's gone. And then, yeah, you can see him neck code into the back of I don't know. Because it's very hard to tell when somebody's just blinking like that and they're completely gone. So, it's definitely unfortunate, though. Bryce Benson, this is the first few laps he has not led in this race. Coming to the choose. Inside Andrew Stacy, outside Matthew White. Oh no. Bryce Benson going to line up behind Matthew White. So, I don't know if he's too happy. I don't know. Check real quick. There was no starting the conversation. Matthew White said car low, and then Bryce Benson said not your corner. So I don't know. Don't know what we're going to see in this restart between those two. We restart with 30 to go. Andrew Stacy, of course, takes 2 tires. That's a bold strategy call. We'll see how it pays off. Here we go for the restart again. Let's get this thing back underway. A great start by Andrew Stacy on the bottom, but he's still got to hold on for 30 more laps. As they head down to 1 and 2. Matthew White, though, is trying to race him up in the outside for the race lead. Side by side, heading down the backstretch, door to door. White on the outside of the 3. Look at the big dive bomb by the 9 of Bryce Benson to Cameron Chandler. And White is going to clear around the outside. Oh, but he slides. My goodness. No, he still clears low, though. Oh, Cameron goes around. Into the wall goes Chandler. Caution. I believe Benson caught him. We'll see, though. And immediately apologizing on the radio is Bryce Benson, so that definitely is what happens. So, oh yeah. What he was doing. Obviously, now he just lost a lot of my sympathy for being wrecked. Let's ride along with him. This has not been good after getting wrecked by Matthew White for Bryce Benson. Sliding off corner exit, and then we'll see. All right, a little bit too deep. That's unfortunate. And around goes Cameron Chandler. I mean, even though they are teammates, Cameron and Bryce have had their moments. Think back to Watkins Glen last season where Cameron was furious with Bryce Benson. He was the one that, Bryce, of course, was the one that caused all that late race chaos. Actually got suspended for that race after last season. All right. Now, Matthew White has the lead, but if I had to imagine how Bryce Benson might be there on the bottom. So, I don't know. Unless Stacy chooses bottom. Then that puts Benson on the front row, so yeah. I don't know what we're going to see here. Cameron Chandler trying to repair any damage he can. Definitely unfortunate. Gets turned around. Not coming to the choose just yet. There goes Chandler rolling off pit road. All right. Once again under the caution flag here at USA. So of course, Bryce Benson basically gets turned by Matthew White, and then he repays the favor, but to the wrong driver, Cameron Chandler. So his own teammate in the Cup Series. That might not go over well between Matthew and, I mean, these guys I would all expect they're all locked into the flash, obviously. I would all expect to be running up front there, so I don't know. Could get interesting. Things could carry over. It's only tomorrow. Here we go, coming to the shoes. Obviously, White chooses bottom. Will Stacy? Yes, he's going to choose outside, and yes, he is. No, he's going to choose low. My God. That now gives the front row to the 9 of Benson. So that's going to be a little less interesting, but still could be interesting up front, side by side. Seeing the good lane, top lane get a good jump on these starts. We're going to restart with 24 laps to go here at USA Speedway. This thing has been very interesting as of late. All right, here we go. Things could get rough. Bryce Benson not happy with Matthew White. Cameron Chandler not happy with Bryce Benson. So we'll see what happens. Pace car is in. 24 laps remain from USA Speedway. Oh, big pile up. Crashing down the front straightaway. Around goes Tobin. Erdman gets involved and the caution's out again. It's just stacked up. And the yellow is out once more. Let's take a look at what happens. Oh, Stacy just doesn't go, and then absolutely the 65 gets pile driven from behind. So we'll look from the blimp. It'll give us a bit of a better angle here. Watch the 96 of Andrew Stacy. Yeah, just doesn't react. Man, 3 of them, 4 of them all check up, go around. These cars look very, very weird from above, just gonna say. I don't know what they look like. It's so, I don't know. Let's ride along. Here, just look for the restart here behind Tobin. Yeah, oh, man. Just gets ran under from CJ Erdman. So Benton was able to get in the second place on the restart. Just one spot behind Matthew White. Of course, obviously guaranteed leading the most laps, Bryce Benton. Started on pole, got turned around by White, but he's back here to his bumper. So we'll see how this goes. Chandler is back on pit road as well, trying to repair more damage, just not the race he wanted. Coming to the choose. Inside for Matthew White. Outside for Bryce Benton, not going to plan anything on the bumper of the 3. As they roll off behind him. Fortunate for Tobin having a good run, but still nothing he's doing wrong tonight. Should most likely be approved if all this good racing continues. Another race to go to his approval for the Cup Series. Of course, they have to do 3 clean speed weeks races. They have until the Daytona 500 to do that. All right, we're gonna restart just with 20 laps to go at USA. Here in the late model series, a couple of quick yellows. We'll see what happens now. So we head back to green again, another bit of stack up. This time they actually don't crash. And Matthew White is clear down to the turn number 1. And look at Knox Thompson to the inside of the 9 of Bryce Benton. What a move. Can Benton get around him again on the outside as they head down the back straightaway? He, I believe, is clear. He should clear low. Yes, he will. Down in the 3 and 4. With Stacy to the inside of the 12, Max Stephen leaving and running each other up the racetrack. Back through 1 and 2. Steve Leafy stuck at the top. There's Cameron Chandler, of course, trying to regain positions to the inside of CJ Erdman. Or 6th. Cameron needs to go desperately. I don't know if he's going to have enough time to get up front. Making contact with Erdman as they head down the back stretch once more. He is clear into 6th place. Looking up front, Bryce Benton trying to get there on Matthew White. Will there be contact once he gets there? We'll see. Tobin to the inside of Erdman. These two were stacked up together. It's mostly just a racing ordeal on the restart. Side by side once again, back through 1 and 2. And Tobin on the bottom, trying to clear. Should be his fellow Cup Series colleague. Not the team organization, though, obviously. It's Tobin up to 7th place. Matthew White leads, coming up 15 laps to go. On the wall a little bit. Car on the wall again back there. That was Cameron Chandler. Now to the inside of Max DeFilippi, his teammate and driver for P5. Oh! Around his 30 car. Hopefully this doesn't result in a caution. So far it does not. Kastner goes around in the 30. Bryce Benton, he's catching the 3 of Matthew White. Oh, Matthew White, and the same thing with Benton. My goodness. Heading back to 1 and 2. You got a battle now. How about Knox Thompson? Once again, just like he did in iCar, really impressing late in the race, up in 3rd. Got a really solid day. And Benton in a bad couple of corners. He's falling back now to 3/10 back on Matthew White in the 3. Benton continues to fall back. Maybe the pace going away in the 9 car. Again, another race that could have probably been won. Just wrong place, wrong time, yet again. Been involved in a couple of accidents. Runs 2nd with 11 laps to go. Race obviously isn't over. You never know. Catch some black traffic, I believe, before the end of this race with Krauser. Big blink. Matthew White coming to 10 laps to go. Obviously, that blink affected what happens with him and Bryce Benton earlier in this race. Andrew Stacey in the 96. You'll see him in the Cup Series heat race tomorrow night, trying to make the main event in the Clash. And Bryce is back on the bumper of Matthew White with 9 laps to go. Will he use that bumper as the race continues? We'll have to wait and see. Then the wall a little bit goes White. Benton a little bit quicker over these last few laps. Still probably not the most happy, and he continues to blink with Matthew White. Battle here to the inside on his bumper. There's Andrew Stacey. Contact with Knox Thompson as they head side by side down the backstretch, the 3 and 4. Cameron Chandler back there. Now more contact being made. 7 to go. Still side by side, these two. And now Thompson might have Chandler also under him. Chandler door to door with Thompson. He will clear lap traffic here. We'll see how this affects your leaders. The 3 of Matthew White with 6 laps to go. He's on the bumper at the 30. The 30 going to run outside, let them go, I believe. Might compromise the exit for Bryce Benton. Oh, yes, it does. Not good. Oh, what is he doing? It almost looked like he was going to drive it down the inside and try to dive bomb Benton. Obviously doesn't. 5 laps to go now. Will Benton be able to use the bumper? Will he be willing to do that? We haven't really seen the bumper been used too well with these drivers tonight. And when they're using the bumper, usually it means the driver in front of them gets turned around. Bump and run isn't too effective so far. Will that matter, though, for a win in a late model series race? From USA Speedway, Matthew White is sideways. Bryce just going to try to get to his bumper once again, back through 3 and 4. Coming to 3 to go this time by. Will he maybe try to pass him the traditional way, driving it down deep, maybe on the back straightaway? If Matthew has a bad couple of corners, he gets loose. Not close enough, though. White blinking, that is... it's not what you want to see. Coming to 2 laps to go from USA Speedway. Heading back to 1 and 2. Benton on the bumper of Matthew White. Will he make his move maybe in the final corner, but he's got to set himself up. He's got to be close enough. Back to turns 3 and 4, coming to the white flag. final lap from USA Speedway. Battle is on for the win as they head back into 1 and 2. Watch Benton down the back straightaway. Will he be willing to make a move? He's going to have to drive it really deep. Can he get there to his bumper? He's going to move up the track. He's there to the inside. Here they come, side by side. Matthew White. What a finish. Photo finish. Matthew White just got him. Oh, and they're not happy with each other. What a finish. What a race. Matthew White goes to victory lane. He will win the iCar Late Model Series, Super Late Model Series race from USA. What a victory. What a finish. My God. Doesn't get any better than that. He waited till the final corner, moved him up perfectly, set it up nicely. Just Matthew got the good run off corner exit, was able to hold momentum and win a photo finish. My goodness. He'll burn it down. What a finish from USA. Whew, man, that was unbelievable. Matthew White wins in a photo finish here from USA Speedway. Unbelievable. Oh my God. I mean, those two were going at it, obviously, all race long, and waited till the final corner to show us a great moment. Photo finish. Well, let's look at the replay, of course, in the final lap. So, of course, Matthew was just trying to set him up. This is, of course, 2 to go, heading down the back straightaway. He drove it really deep into the corner. No, this is the final lap, I'm sorry. And then drove it deep into the corner. Here they came, side by side, banging off each other. Matthew White barely wins it. Such a good race. Up at the front of the field. That was impressive by these two. Slipped from the blimp. Of course, he drives in really deep. Then he gassed it up again. Got to his bumper. That's what moved him up the racetrack and allowed Bryce to his inside. They raced door to door. He tried to door slam him, but Matthew wins by about a couple of feet. What a finish here at USA Speedway. And real quick. Here is your insane margin of victory. My goodness. Not even half a car length. What a race from USA Speedway. All right. Post-race interviews coming up from USA and a photo finish here tonight. We don't have a lot of happy drivers after this one. We'll have hopefully some post-race interviews, though, coming up from USA Speedway tonight. Man, what a race, though, tonight from USA. That was surely an entertaining one. My goodness. All right. So hopefully, I don't think Matthew White doesn't like to do interviews for whatever reason. Hopefully we get Bryce Benton into here. That would be cool. Get to talk with him. Probably isn't the most happy about all of that going on tonight. Came so close to the win on a photo finish. Hopefully we get to talk to him coming up. Okay. Wow. All right, so Matthew, we'll give him another maybe like 30 seconds. Either Matthew White or Bryce Benton here for this, of course, post-race interview from the USA Speedway. What a race it was. Photo finish at the line between those two. Incredible, incredible race all around. That one did not disappoint to the end of that. All right. Real quick, we're just going to go with Knox Thompson up first. Knox Thompson, solid day, P5 here in the iCar Late Model Series race here at USA Speedway. So it didn't start out too well, but you gained spots towards the end of the race and you come home with the top 5 finish. Give me some of the highs and lows of your day here at USA.
Well, this is basically the same thing that happened yesterday. Got involved in a few incidents at the beginning of the race. Started progressively making my way back to the front. Got new tires. I just tried to stay in front of Andrew, and it didn't really work. And that's what dropped me down 2 spots. And well, still a great race for me. Hopefully this can get my name out there and hopefully get me on a team.
Well, of course, the Cup Series clashes tomorrow night. Of course, guys obviously aren't locked in, but you do, of course, have that part-time ride with I forget the team name, but you guys, of course, have that part-time ride. Will we see you tomorrow night trying to attempt the clash?
Hopefully, if I do have the chance to be there, I will be there. But tomorrow's looking a bit iffy.
All right, Knoxville, good job. Top 5 finish here tonight from USA in your 48 car, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow night for the Clash Heat race.
Hopefully.
All right, next up going to be Bryce Benson. What a finish he was involved in. Bryce Benson, man, you led over half this race, and of course it all came down to that final lap. You ultimately, of course, with maybe about 35 laps to go, got spun around by Matthew White. Yeah, he had a little bit of a blink there. It was definitely an interesting moment. I'm not quite sure what happened there because his car was blinking so much. Then, of course, you set up that great pass down in the 3 and 4, went on the bottom, gave him the bumper. You guys raced the line. You just come up just short by less than half a car length here at USA. Just take me through so much chaos in this race for you guys towards the end.
Yeah, it was basically impossible to pass, as you probably could tell watching the race. I really don't know if I was actually the fastest for a lot of the laps that I led, but it was literally impossible to get around me because it's just almost impossible to pass. So I held on to the lead until the incident with Matthew, and then I accidentally turned Cameron around. That was completely on me. I do feel bad about it because that was not intentional. That was not like payback or anything from last night. Because we talked everything out last night and we were good after that, so I wasn't planning on doing anything. But yeah, that unfortunately happened. I kind of misjudged it, and I guess in a way they kind of broke early because I thought I broke still a little early. So I guess just kind of reversed roles from last night. But anyways, I then I was behind Matthew, and there was like almost no way around him. So on the final lap, I just had to move him. And then I think I probably could have got to on first if I committed to the throttle a little more because I didn't think that move was actually gonna work. I honestly just thought I was gonna turn him around, which I didn't really want to do, even though he kind of did the same to me. I already kind of accidentally did it with camera. I didn't really want to do that twice because that would not be a good look for me. So I just tried to make the bump as clean as possible, and I think I did the best I could with that. If I just kind of committed to the throttle a little more after that, I probably could have got to the line first. But it is what it is. Second still pretty good, but probably should have been a win. But yeah, just quite chaotic.
Well, of course, the Clash coming up tomorrow night here at USA. You guys showed really good speed, won the pole for the iCar Pro Series race last night, and now tonight for the late model race. Led a lot of laps. Do you guys think you're locked in, of course, to the Clash tomorrow? You think that could be maybe your day for your first Cup win? Obviously, wouldn't be an official points race.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Haven't ever tried the Champ 4 around the USA. I would assume it's gonna be with bumping a little bit similar to this car because how the rear bumpers are. I think it'll be similar to how it was tonight with the bumping, but in terms of driving, nowhere near close what it was like tonight. It'd probably be a little more closer to how ARCA was, but still gonna be probably pretty unique. Because Because, yeah, a lot of horsepower at a really short track. That's going to be, no, that'll be interesting. I think I could do pretty good. I mean, considering I've been doing good at both USA races this week, so I think we could do pretty good, but we'll just have to see.
All right, Bryce. Well, of course, nice job on the run tonight. Still a second place finish in that photo finish. And we'll see you for the Clash tomorrow night here at USA for the Cup Series.
Yep.
Final interview tonight going to be Max DeFilippi. Max DeFilippi, you guys come home in P12 tonight here at USA Speedway in the late model series race. Kind of an average day for you guys. I mean, P12, I meant P6. Yeah, kind of an average day for you guys here tonight. Ran pretty well, though. Beat some guys like Tobin and Erdman, but you guys will come home in P6. Just give me some of the thoughts on this race.
Yeah, it was a fun one. I wish we could have gotten the result, like a better result, maybe fourth, third. I feel like we had the speed for that, but it's really hard to pass in these cars, and everyone will say it because you can't really use the bumper because the guy will spin around. But good thing is I did have a 6X, but none of them were my fault. So good thing is we stayed out of incidents and stayed out of trouble. I did get 30 seconds of damage because I hit the wall battling Tobin, but it's all good, and just happy to salvage up today and end off the week strong with no incidents, and can't wait for tomorrow.
Well, of course, yeah, tomorrow night, the Clash Heat Race, you got to try to race your way in. Top three, of course, all events. You got a lot of drivers like Sean Rhodes, try to advance Jacob Quill. I mean, there's a lot of names that are going to be having to try to advance, not locked into the main event. Do you guys think you're going to be able to get car inside the top three to actually do that?
Gonna try. Do I think? No, but always enter it positively, or however you say it. I don't know, but yeah, it's gonna be really hard, and with all those good guys, I don't feel that confident in it, but who knows?
All right, Maxwell, nice job on the iCar races this week. And, of course, we'll see you for the main event of the week, the Clash, of course, Heat Race for you guys tomorrow night.
See you there, man.
And that'll do it, of course. Like I said, Clash Heat Race coming up tomorrow night. That is going to be the Clash, of course, coming up tomorrow night. The Heat Race up first. Top three all advance to the main event, which happens right about 10 to 15 minutes after the Heat Race. So you don't want to miss any of the action in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series tomorrow night, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, that should be pretty fun tomorrow. We hope you enjoyed the iCar Super Late Model Series race here from USA Speedway tonight. What a finish it was there at the end of the race. And, of course, we'll see you for the Clash tomorrow night, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for the Heat Race, and then the 100-lap main event after that. So, we'll see you tomorrow. Good night from USA Speedway. We'll see you for the Clash.